Yes, sir. Just beginning.
Art 101 with Mr. Burgher.
Hello scholars, welcome back to Art 101 with me, Mr. Burgher. Today, I'm at Paul Brown Stadium, the home of the Cincinnati Bengals, and we're getting ready for the Super Bowl.
Bears!
Yeah, I know, it didn't turn out the best for them, but come on.
You're a bad man. You're a bad man.
So today we're going to talk about an artist by the name of Frank Cadogan Cowper. He's an artist that created a work by the name of the Golden Bowl, just in time for the Super Bowl. So anyway, let's jump in to a little bit about Cowper and the artwork that he created, including the Golden Bowl. So, here we go.
Now conceptually follow along with how I came with this particular artwork to discuss today. We're in the midst of Super Bowl 56. 56 made me think of 1856. 1856 made me think of the great works that were done, which led me to Cowper and this particular work, the Golden Bowl, reflecting on the Super Bowl, and it was completed in 1856. So, full circle. There you have it.
That was a weird little sequence.
That was weird, wasn't it?
Frank Cadogan Cowper is probably not the most mainstream of names and artists that you've ever heard of. In fact, you probably never heard his name before, but Cowper was an English painter and illustrator who created portraits, historical works, and literary scenes, and was described as the last of the Pre-Raphaelites, as well as the last great artist of the Victorian age. So question, what is a Pre-Raphaelite?
That's a fair question. Definitely one I've thought about.
It was a group of English artists of all different stripes. It was painters, it was poets, it was critics, and so forth that bonded together with the model of the Nazarene movement at the center of the group's working philosophy. The goal of the group was to bring back the intensity of detail, the intensity of color, and more complex compositions into their artworks. These artists were deeply rooted in the art of the past, and they were very concerned with the preservation of the rapidly dissolving traditions at the hands of the generation that was following them. This is a group that rejected what is considered the more mechanical approach adopted by various artists that preceded Raphael Sanzio from the Renaissance, hence the name Pre-Raphaelite. And they would put a focus on life and literature and often use historical items and costumes for accuracy of the past.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely special.
Now, during the development of his artistic career, Cowper first studied at St. John's Wood Art School in 1896, and then went on to study at the Royal Academy until 1902. He would also study underneath Edwin Austin Abbey before traveling to Italy. He would develop his skills in watercolor and oil, and found a lot of success as a book illustrator. The majority of his career was spent in and around London, where he would take his work to various studios, but eventually would purchase a house. After his passing, he was remembered as a shy, old academician that was very well loved with a very fun sense of humor.
He's a freak.
Now, the major work that we're looking at today is the Golden Bowl, which was painted at Chichester, where he would live after the Second World War. And this bowl is very representative of his following with the Pre-Raphaelites. He was the last of their ilk. He was kind of the end of the line of these individuals that followed this type of artistic style. And so here he's paying homage to them. We see the unknown model dressed in the style of the Renaissance, holding out the golden bowl, inviting us, the viewer, to take the fruit from her. This particular work really captures the glamour of that time in Hollywood, and also very reflective of the Renaissance, so it's kind of emulating both the past and his contemporary times.
I don't know. He'd probably have to get fined if I say something, so.
The title of the piece could actually be a reference to the novel by Henry James, which was published in 1904. Basically, the story is of a marriage that leads to adultery, so kind of a juicy one. It may also have a biblical reference in that from Ecclesiastes 12:6, it is written, "Remember him before the silver cord is served and the golden bowl is broken, before the pitcher is shattered at the spring and the wheel broken at the well." A bit of a reference to death and brokenness, and this painting was created just 2 years before his own death in 1958.
He's the same when everybody else gets funny. You know what I mean? Everybody else gets a little tight. He's the same guy.
So Cowper, a name that you may not be totally familiar with, is now something that you can dive a little bit more deeply into and understand a little bit more about this time and the works that were created by this group of artists that really wanted to hold on to these old traditions. He was the last of a long line, and his opposition to the separation of art and life would certainly make way for this new modern art that would follow into the latter part of the 20th century.
Well, friends, I hope you enjoyed that one. We'll see you next time on another Art 101 with me, Mr. Burgher, and hope you enjoyed the game. Have a great day.
Oh, Bob Ross likes to paint. I think it might be a draw. Second and goal.